when I was as young as you are, I could hear a song twice, and I knew the words to it. I could hear the song one time, I knew the melody. I think that my hard drive is full now in my head. A pretty good definition of a memory is something that you choose not to forget.
That is very true.
If you choose not to forget something, it'll go through your mind 2 or 3 times during the day. And in your mind, you will rehearse that, what you don't want to forget. It don't stick in my mind like it used to. So there's a lot of songs that even, Ari and I, on all the songs we had on, I'd say on 75% of them, he sang the verses. And all I had to learn was the chorus. So now people say, what do you mean you don't know that song? You recorded it. I said, yeah, we recorded 223 more other than that one. I don't forget melodies. I could get the melody out of my head that I can't think of 2 words to the song, but I still know the tune to it.
Well, that's folk music in a way, isn't it? Is you
Yeah.
remember a little snippet and you add something here and take something from there.
Right. The song that we recorded in the new project, Long Journey Home, that was simply Lost All My Money But a $2 Bill. That's all in the world it was. But Charlie Monroe found out that nobody had ever published that song, so he put the Black Smoke's Arise and it looked surely as a train. The first verse was cloudy in the west and it looks like rain, but the chorus is Lost All My Money But a $2 Bill. And he owned the song.
Write that.
He owned the song. A.P. Carter did hundreds of songs. He's credited with writing over 6,000 songs.
Oh, that's right.
It's impossible.
And he went out and traveled around and picked them up and heard them from people. And Leslie Riddle, his right-hand man.
Well, he picked them up, brought them back, and you could still do it today.
Do you feel at home in Nashville these days? I mean, do you feel like...
No, I don't.
What's happening with the music here? What's happening with country music in general?
Well, they say the management says they have to mix it. And I agree that we need new artists to come along. But I always thought that was the record company's job, to find new artists and make them a viable artist. And then after you done that, at one time, for a long time, maybe 65, 70 years, you had to have proven something to become a member of the Grand Ole Opry. I think that's out the window now. They have several people on the Opry every week, on every show that nobody's ever heard of. And some of them are good and some of them are not. But they have no auditioning system. But if you come through the back door with a guitar, you're supposed to be good.
And you're supposed to sell records.
That's right, that's right. The Opry is in the stock exchange now. So I know that a manager has more to put up with than the managers of old, when he just played it by ear and it was usually right. But today you got an answer to a bunch of stockholders and the chairman and all this stuff that they have to put up with. And they're wanting to pull the Opry in a 17 to 34-year-old age.
Of course.
I don't
magic
think
demographic.
I don't think that will ever happen. Well, if you took the gray-headed people, or the people that can grow gray hair if they'll let it alone, if you took those out of the audience, you would cut 85% of the audience out.
Well, you'd also get in the way of the whole system of country music evolution and the way who teaches songs to who. And I mean, this is a process, right? I mean, there's a song process. You learn songs from somebody, and you taught songs to other people. And if you cut the old people out, where do the songs come from? They come from the writers on Music Row, right?
Yeah. Well, I truly think that there's one once in a while, the Carrie Underwood thing. There's no telling how much money was spent on that, but there once in a while you run across a person that's just never had a chance to show their talent, And there should be a place for them to show their talent. But I think in my day they called them a amateur contest. So that's where it should start at. And if you can blow all your competition away, then you should step up another step. And every time that you do something that nobody else can do, you should advance another step. But they're starting at the top. And when you're at the top, there's only one way.
That's right.
And that's down. So I guess it'll all come out in the wash.
That's the hope. That's what brings people like us to see you and to hear you sing the old
Yeah.
songs. Are you surprised by the interest in the old songs, that people come and ask for them and request them at the shows?
I'm surprised that so many people are familiar with the Louvin brothers. I toured once with Cake and Cheap Trick and the Detroit Cobras, 23 days. And I'll tell you, my knees were shaky. I asked myself several times, what are you going to do if you walk out on the stage and several people in the audience hollers, gets that crap off of the stage, we came to hear rock and roll. But that didn't happen. People like you, good newspaper people all over the country, they called me 2 weeks before we got there, and there was people in the audience that knew well what I was doing and would probably knew more Louvin Brothers songs than I did. So that didn't happen, and then I toured with Lucinda Williams for 20 days, and they call her an alternative something, but a big portion of her music was rock. She had a rock and roll band. Oh, they could smooth it out and do a ballad once in a while. And I sang with her on one of her songs, Get Right with God. I did high tenor on that for her, and she sang tenor with me on When I Stopped Dreaming. And John of the Cake group, he was the Louvin Brother Nut. He was the one that got me on the show, and the Cake is his outfit. And we would sing a couple of songs with him leading and me tenor. And I don't know how I get hooked to this, because I already was the tenor singer.
That's right.
But I can do, I know the part. I'm just not blessed with the thin enough voice to do them like I did. He was a natural born tenor singer, and there's a difference between somebody who can sing tenor, but they can't go way on up, you know. And there's not any IRAs out there, I can guarantee you that.